To school, remember handwriting your school essays, or maybe you got to use a typewriter. Today it's a Google Doc or something else. And remember the consequences if you were caught plagiarizing from your set of encyclopedias. With AI, some educators have now gone back to handwriting essays during class. Bottom line with tech is things are changing and learning how to use it can be confusing. Our next guest wrote the book Data Made for Kids to help them navigate this new world of data, AI, and ethics. Devshree Galecha and her daughter Kiara are on a mission to make that learning fun. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
It's funny, I say your name, I say, and her daughter. I look at her and go, of course that's your daughter. Yeah,
Yes.
She looks just like her mama. All right, beautiful. All right, Devshree, you were born and raised in India, and writing has been a lifelong passion of yours. But as we were discussing before the show, writing has its place, but you grew up in a household where it was like, let's get to the STEM.
Oh, yes, absolutely. When I was a kid, I really enjoyed writing poetry, but I think nobody really paid much attention to that because it was more about getting your grades right in math and science. So, but yes, I really wanted to be, I wouldn't say a writer at some point, but I had this passion, this drive to write something like a novel or maybe poetry. So I had a little notebook where I wrote a ton of poetry. Don't know where it is.
Right, it's somewhere. You'll find it one day, right?
Yeah.
But you also had this drive to succeed. You struggled with 10th grade math, as a lot of us have struggled with math.
Yes.
You actually failed 10th grade math, but that didn't stop you from going into the math world.
Oh, yes, it did not. So I wasn't like a very good kid when it comes to like studies. So math and science were absolutely not my thing. English is apparently my third language. So I, learned English a little later in life. But when I moved to the US, like about, I would say 15 years ago, I think that's when this whole journey started, like my shift from getting into, STEM, technology and data.
Because you were a housewife and you enjoyed that, but you knew there was more that you wanted to do.
Yeah, I did my MBA in India. I was working for Citibank, and then I got married. I moved to the US.
And start over a little bit.
Yes, and I had to like start over my journey. And that's when, I got into like data and technology. So I, worked at the University of Chicago. I was a research assistant there. I volunteered for like few years. And then at some point I, started doing process engineering. I worked for USA when my work visa was, when I got my work visa.
Yeah.
So that's where my whole passion for statistics and math and problem solving,
and technology and the
technology,
whole bit.
yes.
All right, Kiara, on the other hand, your mom and I should have been sitting next to you during our 10th grade math classes because you love math.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're in the Gifted and Talented program. What is it you would like to do one day when you grow up?
I want to be an engineer, and I want to go to MIT.
Yeah, something tells me you're going to do that. All right, how did the inspiration for the book come about?
We were just in India, and we wanted to write a book as a summer project, and then it turned into this.
Yeah, and what you noticed in terms of sparking the idea is about how there was a gap in early education when it came to data, and that gap is around the world and right here in America as well.
Yeah, you know what, Deborah? So this is how the world is at this point. I mean, we keep saying that AI is coming. AI is not coming. AI is
here.
already
It's been here, yeah.
It's already here, and everything that we do, everything that we touch is data and algorithms, right? And this is the world where our kids are growing up. And so we cannot wait for them to go to college and learn technology, AI and data.
Yeah.
So I think this is my purpose, my objective, to educate children with data and technology in a fun, engaging way, so that it's not boring.
And we underestimate it too, because I remember a teacher saying to me, she goes, I had to back up and understand that kids didn't know how to send emails. Like they were like, well, what are we pressing here? And what is, how do I, she goes, we had to back up and teach them the simplest of things.
Right.
And then of course, moving into, like I said earlier, when you're in 3rd grade and they're like, enter as a Google Doc, really?
Yes,
And parents a lot of the parents miss that gap as well, so we're not up on it. So when you say data made fun for kids, I think it's for kids in parentheses and their parents.
Yes.
All right, so you made it fun, and touch on some things that you do to try to help remove the gap for people.
So just a little bit about the book. It's very interesting. When I wrote this book, I knew that I wanted to introduce the concepts of data and how data is being used in everyday life, but then I wanted to make it fun and engaging, and the way I did it, I introduced my daughter and our dogs as characters. I mean, as you could see, our
on the
dogs.
cover,
Yeah, that's Neo, our black Labrador, and Hazel, she's a golden doodle. So introduce the characters in the book, and they are the one who take kids through the entire journey of
Which
learning.
right away makes it something that the kids want to be involved in, right? So it's
Exactly,
not
yes.
so high tech that they're not understanding what's being done here. Look, if
Yes.
a cat and a dog can do it, that's
Yes.
what we're saying, right?
Yes, and it's very relatable.
Yeah.
That's the whole objective.
Yeah, because you have you have it where they're actually working with the book. You have book activities like creating graphs, identifying patterns.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like, and then there are several examples, like, and they're like real world examples. For instance, weather data, right? I mean, this is something kids know, right? Knowing like how many, different types of animals in a safari. So like counting those things, and then also like colors and patterns, organizing and sorting data. So I started with the basics. Now I'm actually coming up with my next book that will actually take them to a little advanced journey of artificial intelligence. So that's where I've made it into a novel. So I've introduced more characters, and what happens is like, kids will be Kiara and her friends and their dogs will be on a mission to save Data City. And there they use like natural language processing, computer vision, spot
See
recognition.
a television cartoon series coming, or a video cartoon series, YouTube.
Hopefully.
What is the part of the book that you love the most, and what do you want kids to get from this?
From the data book? Oh, I like how there's activities in it, and I want kids to like learn from it. And I learned from it myself while I was making it with my mom.
What are some of the things that you learned?
I learned like about graphs and like how like weather can also be data and stuff.
Yeah, and because it's funny, like there are lots of assignments and pieces that we would get from school. We never knew where it belonged, right? And you're like, oh, that's the foundation for this, or that's how this came about. And let me just round out with, what was it like to be able to travel with your mom and come up with a project and work with your mom?
It was amazing. I loved it, and I learned a lot from it. Yeah.
Okay, and when you get that acceptance letter from MIT, you let us know, okay? It's still a few years away. But ladies, thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, you can find Data Made Fun for Kids on Amazon and wherever books